Cobra.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for joining us today. I'm here with Sobo. We're going to talk about the U.S. Open. Really excited to talk with him about it. He's our golf analyst here at Gym Pro, so we're really happy to have him on. Sobo, how you doing today?
Good, John. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Yeah, I'm doing good.
Golf weather out there.
Oh yeah, I just actually got off the course, played Meridian Sun out here in Hazlitt. That was a nice little way to get out of the house, kind of play, some holes, play with actually my partner in the Corona Challenge, Cam Hook. So got a little bit of practice in. I actually hit the range after that. So trying to get the driver figured out. And weirdly, my irons, I haven't been getting the contact that I've been wanting with my irons. So I had to kind of figure that out. I went from an overlap grip to an interlock, and that seemed to fix the issue. It's crazy to think that a grip would fix the issue, but whatever it takes. So, yeah, it is a beautiful day out there, though. I mean, how are you feeling about your game right now? I heard you played a crazy course, and I'll let you explain that a little bit. So,
yeah,
how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, actually. Sources close to the case have the scorecard.
Right. Yeah.
I played. Fortunately enough, I was lucky enough to be able to go down to Detroit Golf Club yesterday and play the golf club on the North Course where they're going to play the Rocket Mortgage in a couple 3 weeks, and I'll tell you, it's truly it's kind of amazing. The last 2 years we played. Well, last year they didn't have it. The 2 years before that, well, the year before that was the first year that they had it down there, so it was hard to play the North Course, and it's for the Evans scholarships. So I don't know how many viewers out there are familiar with the Evans scholarship, but I'm a component and advocate of kids in schools and caddy programs throughout the state of Michigan. So it benefits the University of Michigan Evans Scholarship Program and the Michigan State University House on Grand River there. And it is a phenomenal event. They generate well over $100,000 for the day. And we got to play the North Course where the rocket's being set up, and it is being set up, and it's pretty wild when you play 13, 14, and 15 with the grandstands and everything. We got to walk through the tunnel, and I played pretty well, and I worked as hard as I could. I only got 5 shots, but on the holes that I got 5 shots, I think I was 5 under. So I made a little tweeter for a net eagle, which is always nice on the card, and it's a 2-man low net best ball, and I think, God, I don't even remember what they said, 23 or 24 under one. So, I mean, there's some sharks out there, but yeah, it was fun. And like I said, privileged to be able to do something like that. And we've supported it over the years.
Yeah, that's great. And it's good to get out there and especially play the North Course down at Detroit is, especially with the Rocket being down there now, there's a different mentality than there was before. It was always a big major league course. But since they have a PGA event there, that just puts it on a whole different level. And
you bring up a great point, John, and I'll touch on this real quick just to give your listeners a quick idea. I grew up out there with my grandfather. I've really never taken a single golf lesson except for hand-me-downs with people that I worked with or for, in the golf business. But my grandfather used to take me out there after 3 or 4 o'clock, and that was the North Course. We would always play the North Course because the rate was lower. And the black tees, and it's old Donald Ross, old school, hit the ball in the fairway and play. And if you hit it in the trees, you're making double. So, these guys that are going to go down there, the golf course is firm and fast right now, and they'll shoot 24, 25 under. Put it down right now. Mark it.
That's crazy. That's crazy because firm and fast is tough.
I mean, they're hitting, the golf course only played, I think, 62 or 6,300 yards yesterday. And we played through a massive rain squall for one hole. But, the golf course, some of those tee boxes, we're 40 yards behind where we were teeing off. So you just got to put that into perspective. Where I'm hitting driver 8-iron, they're hitting, a driver 8-iron, but they're hitting it, they're hitting their 8-iron 80 yards further than I am. So it's, when you get to play those types of golf courses, it's fun.
Oh, 100%. Just to be able to set foot on there and be able to say you played there, that's a major thing just in itself. So that's really cool. You said you shot 79 with 4 doubles. That's just astounding to me because, I mean, a lot of people that I talk to or play with, they shoot 79. They're jumping up and down.
Well, I don't know, man. It was a funky game. I sent a few text messages out yesterday because a lot of people knew that they were curious on what I was going to shoot. And, I hit a couple of shots that I hit it in the wrong spot, and I tried to get cute. And you just can't do that on the big boy golf courses, or you'll make double in a blink of an eye. And that's basically what I did. And on 18, if you're familiar with 18, it's a long par 4 over a ditch, and they had the pin on a crown. And all 4 of our guys, the best score we got out of there were 2 5s and 2 6s. And wow. I mean, I ripped it down the right side, down by the bunkers. And, I only had 8-iron in, and, I just hit it in a bad spot on the green and 3-putted. And, there you go. You make 6. It's easy to do.
Oh, 100%, especially when it's firm and fast too. You can't really get anything to stick, and it's tough. It's really tough. So let's talk about the U.S. Open. Who are we looking at as a serious contender, and who's on your radar?
Well, I'll be the picks this week are I don't really even have to be deep and go into a lot of discussion. And I know you and I swapped a few texts a half hour or so ago about, what I think. I mean, I'm 0 for 2 with you guys, or 0 for 3 maybe. I don't even know. JT bombed for us, and trying to think who I had the last. I think Rory. I had Rory in the PGA, and he didn't help anybody. So I don't know how good of an analysis I am. I mean, I can only tell you what I see and what I think and what I feel. And I'll flat out tell you the guy I like, and I'm not a real big fan, is DJ. DJ.
Really?
Yep. I like DJ. I like Kopka. I like chalk. And I think in one of our discussions here on Gin Pros, I think we talked a little bit about everybody likes chalk, and you got to watch the guy under the radar. And I mean, I got a couple of guys under the radar that I like, but I think Kopka, DJ, and the other guy I like that I'll have in both of my pools is Morikawa. Morikawa is a California kid, so let's not forget that. He went to school out there. He won the PGA last year. Good iron player, good driver of the ball, having a decent year. And I think Kopka wants to shut Bryson down, shut him up, and everybody's going to probably like Bryson DeChambeau as well, but I just don't think his game fits that. I think we talked about that a while back. This golf course is going to be all about driving the golf ball and keeping the golf ball in play. You hit it in the rough. I think I sent you a text Sunday night late while I was watching. I caught it on Twitter or something, and the golf ball dropped into the rough and you couldn't find it.
Yep, I saw that.
So, just people need to keep that in mind. The U.S. Open's always set up by the USGA, so it's a whole different golf course setup compared to Augusta and compared to the PGA. All of these different associations have different ways of setting up the golf course, and I think that was something that we talked about early on the year when I did the Masters one. Is that you guys were all, I think Tony said something to me about, well, why is the Masters the Masters? And I vividly remember saying, because the Masters is the Masters, just like Yankee Stadium was Yankee Stadium, just like Joe Louis Arena was Joe Louis Arena. There's mistake, but the USGA and the PGA and the Open over across the pond, they all move everything around because, they all sign contracts for 5-year deals. We all know, and I'll just throw this in here, the Oakland Hills South is shut down right now. And there's projected, I believe, to put, I think it's next month. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's July 2022. I'm not sure. But through my travels in the golf industry many years ago, I got an opportunity. I've played the South Course multiple times, but I'm going to tell you right now, when that place opens up, you might as well take whatever you got in the bank and expect an announcement from the PGA or the U.S. Open saying that they're going to do one of three things. You're going to have a PGA championship there in 5 years. You're going to have an Open there in 5 years, or you may even get in 10 years, you may get the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, and, it's crazy.
And that just leads back to, what kind of qualities does the golf course have? And, Torrey Pines is a fan favorite. You're going to have a lot of fans out there. California is now reopening a little bit. And it's a beautiful golf course. And, you look at the players that grew up out there, you can't forget Phil the Thrill. He's from out there. What he does this week, I don't know that he's going to be able to handle, like he did with the PGA. Golf course will be set up maybe similar, but, Torrey's his golf course. He's won out there. Do I like him? Nah. I don't know. Maybe. Stranger things have happened. So, so far I really like the three on the board there. And then a couple of guys that, second, third tier guys that are going to sneak around there, and I think you're going to see him make some cuts as Shoffley, Cam Smith, and Woodland. Those are 6 guys that I'm looking at pretty hard right now. I could almost tell you right now that the first 3 I gave you, I'll have in both lineups. DJ, Kopka, and Morikawa. And then the super long shot that I was just reading about, I didn't know anything about him, and I heard about him today on the radio, was this Chan Kim. If somebody Googles him, you'll find a little bit about him. He's like huge long shot, but he went to University of Arizona, and he's like an up-and-comer. He's like one of those guys that we've been talking about over the course of the last couple times that I've been on about how golf is in a good spot. And, will he make the cut? I don't know. He could go out and shoot 78, 80. Or he could come in and shoot 74, 68, shoot even, and be in the top 20 after the first 2 days, It's all relevant.
It's all relevant. That's the thing. That's what makes handicapping golf so difficult, is because you'll have these guys that are front runners, top 10 guys consistently week after week. And then you'll have Phil come in, hasn't placed a top 10 in 2 years and wins the PGA. And it's like, who could have seen that coming? It's really difficult when you have long shots, even guys that were good, maybe haven't won in a long time. Maybe they're still good, but they just haven't been playing on top of their game. And then they come out and shoot lights out. And it's like, there's no way you could have seen that coming.
Yeah. So, there's some other guys out there. I mean, you can talk all you want and pick all you want. Those are the people that I think have a great shot. I obviously picked, you could almost call Shoffley chalk too, because I think he's in the top 10. You got your thing up. What's the FedEx points right now?
Let me check it out real quick. Good question. I haven't checked in a while.
He may be top 10. I don't know. But regardless, there's all kinds of guys out there. One guy I did not bring up yet out of my slew of players is, and I liked him. I think we talked a little bit about him on one or two of the other streams. Is he has got a great golf swing. He's consistent and he drives the ball well. And that's Gary Woodland, and he's won the Open. So, he's another one to watch.
Yeah, for sure. So here we got the PGA Tour FedEx Cup standings. Cantlay's in first. DeChambeau's close behind him.
Is Cam Smith isn't up there? No, Cam's down. He's probably top 40. But regardless, I mean, those are some of the guys that I like.
Yeah, it's all up in the air.
And I know you said something about Molinari, and I'll even go out on the limb. I think an American's going to win this event.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it happening, especially it's an American course, obviously being the U.S. Open, and Torrey Pines is a major course where they've had majors before. So it's going to be interesting, and it's going to depend a lot on, I think, the conditions and how the course is playing, because a lot of these guys might have played out here before and haven't experienced certain things, and they might see the course in a different light than other people do. So
yeah, I mean,
anything can happen.
I told you guys last week or whenever it was, and I see John Rahm's, everything I read and everything I see is he's the favorite, and I'm just blown away by I think what people are looking into, and that is they're looking into it a little too deep. They think that he's teed off, that he lost 1.3 a couple of weekends ago, but that's still not going to control what happens to him, between now and Sunday. But I mean, he's got a good chance. I mean, I don't like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. And he's still got a lot of proving to do before he becomes a major league front runner. He's still relatively new on the tour, so he has a lot of proving to do. I'm going to
throw another one out there that I looked at, and I believe You got some Canadian friends watching, don't you?
I probably do.
What about Corey Connors?
It could happen. It definitely could happen. He's been playing well, and I think that he has what it takes to win at Torrey Pines, and he's good. He's good enough.
He's got 7 top 10 finishes on the season, just so you know. And he's already played Torrey once, finishing -2 at the Farmers Insurance. So
wow,
keep that in your little back pocket. If you see him on the board and you think maybe he's somebody you might throw in there. I mean, the only downside to him is in one of my pools I've got all Canadians, or I mean I'm going to go all Americans because you get an extra -5. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's I thought you actually meant all Canadians. I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, would you consider Corey Connors a dark horse?
Yeah. So
yeah, okay.
It'll be a good thing, and we'll see how things play out.
Yeah.
I got a partner in crime here.
What's up, buddy?
He ducked down.
Who's that? Is that Matthew?
Yes, it is. And
yes,
Matthew,
Diane, what's going on?
And yes, Diane, you can.
Yeah, here it is right here. Let's talk about the Corona Challenge. This is also this Saturday, this weekend, I guess, if you will. And it just so happens to fall in the same weekend as the U.S. Open. So, I guess what can we expect out of Flushing Valley?
I don't know. I haven't been out there in a while. Charlie played out there. Matthew, please stop. Okay. Are you gonna sit here?
I just need a print.
What are you gonna print? I can't. I'm talking to this guy. All right. Give me 10 minutes. Can you say hi? Say hi, Mr. Bink.
Hi, Matthew.
I think I think the course will be in decent shape. I don't know. I don't know if I've even played out there this year yet. I'm sure you have.
No, I haven't even been out there yet. I haven't even drove down the hill yet.
Yeah. So, wow. I mean, it'll be in good shape. I'm sure the greens will be good. In terms, I've talked to my partner. We've swapped the voicemails. I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay. Hey,
we'll be ready.
Yeah, just leave stuff to be determined, and then leave it all in the course. That's all I got to say.
So yeah. These two guys that are favorites, what are they all about? Do I know these guys?
So Dom and Mickey won it last year. So those are the guys that got the jackets. They're Flushing guys. They're a grade above me. So they're coming in plus 100 just because they won last year. They have really good team chemistry. Cam, my partner, and I played with them, and they just had really good, complementary shots where they, one guy will hit a decent shot, the other guy will hit a better shot, or one guy will hit a terrible shot, the other guy will hit a good, clutch shot to get them out of the hole. And they have really good chemistry and good recovery. So I figured it was only right to put them as the favorites, but obviously, nothing can really happen. That's why they're still plus 100, because it's so hard to win twice. Just like anything else, you winning back to back it's possible, but it's not likely. And there's going to be some shooters out there this year. So,
well, I saw
you didn't even play
26 or 28 teams.
Yeah, we got 26. We finished it out with 26 teams.
That's good. Good for you guys.
Yeah. So we got 52 players, and it's a solid field. We're really looking forward to it.
26.
I tried.
What do you got? 52 players divided by 4 is what? 18 foursomes?
I believe it's 18. It might be. Is it 13? It might be 13.
13 foursomes. I'm sorry. Deck of cards.
Yep. Because I did the math on it. I made the foursomes, and you can check those out on the Gin Pros Facebook page. They'll be transferred to the website too if you guys want to check that out at some point. But yeah, the foursomes have been made, and the flights have been decided. So they haven't really been decided off of any skill level matchmaking or anything like that. Basically, if anyone came to me beforehand, before I made those foursomes, and said they wanted to be with another group, then we made it happen. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully we get it figured out with the app and everything this year to make it a little more of a smoother process. And I'll be going down to the course. I'll be back in Flushing tomorrow. So I'll probably be at Flushing Valley Thursday and Friday. Just kind of checking in with Angelo, making sure everything's running smoothly, making sure he doesn't need anything else from me. And just I want to make sure the event goes on without a hitch. So
well, I think you guys will be fine. You guys did a decent job last year with everything. So being polite. Yes, Sam. Good for Sam. I love that.
We'll see how he plays. Yeah, he's a good kid.
Just look at the final results, Sam, at the end of the day, okay?
Yeah, Sam, what was your in the beeper score last year? You mind sharing that with us?
I think we played, didn't we?
I think you guys did. I think they were like 26 over or something like that.
Yeah. I heard they're scratch golfers in the 19th hole.
That's what I heard too, but I mean, nothing's been confirmed, and the 19th hole doesn't go on the scorecard, so nothing can really be proven for the 19th hole. But I'm really excited. It should be a good event. A lot of good stuff for a good cause, so I'm excited.
I got some stuff we're going to take care of you too. Don't forget.
Okay, yeah, I'll check up with you later this week, and we'll figure that out. But I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. But hey, I hope I gave you what you're looking for. I hope your guys, whoever's listening, if they're listening, those are the guys that I think have a good shot this weekend, and I think you're in for some really fun golf and good watching for late night TV. We don't have to binge watch The Outsiders or Yellowstone or Friends or any of that other stuff. We got a lot of golf from probably, I would say, 4 o'clock our time all the way to midnight.
Yeah, that's true too. And that's the beautiful thing about how the Corona Challenge is scheduled is it'll probably be done around, 2:30, 3 o'clock the latest.
That's what I was thinking. So
you go right from that right into
you guys
the
get
action.
to watch. Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah. The timing worked out. Well, hey, Sobi, I appreciate it. Or Sobo. I called you Sobi again.
That's all right.
I was reading Sam's comment and it messed me up. But yeah, I'll let you get back to your night. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. And
yeah, no problem. No problem, John.
Okay, and, so I'll talk to you.
And Paulie, if you're out there, don't worry. We got this thing covered. All right. We'll talk to you guys. Thanks, John.
Of course. Have a good night. Sounds good.
Bye-bye.
See you guys. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Sobo he's dialed in. Okay, it goes without saying. Shot 79 at the home of the Rocket Mortgage, Detroit Country Club. So that goes without saying that he knows what he's doing around the golf course. He's been around the golf course for several years, and he knows his way around a driver, an 8-iron, a utility wedge, you name it, he's got it. So I'm looking at them as a serious threat. They come in at plus 300. If we want to pull up the odds real quick, I can do that. But that's something that we're kind of focused on. And just to kind of go in depth with the odds a little bit, the reason that we have the odds system is because the MGM Grand, my bookie over there, if you watch the Vegas video, you've seen that I was talking and dealing with a bookie down there and a group of bookies where we made it work and we kind of figured it out to get them in control with the Corona franchise of events and kind of get that, situated so they can give us odds for all of our tournament style events. So that's something that we're looking at. Unfortunately, if you didn't play in the tournament last year, it was you were unable to basically place, and it didn't work out where you could get odds for your team. So if we let's see if I can zoom in here. Just bear with me for a moment. And my screen is going everywhere. All right, so that looks like we're the best we're going to get. So let's kind of go through here. If you're watching on a full screen, try to do that. I'm trying to get it here. So we got Mark Krzyzewski and Mopa plus 100. Obviously the favorites. They won it. They have the jackets. They're in their possession until this Saturday. This Saturday, they're up for grabs. Anybody can take them. Anybody has them. Excuse me. So Binkowski and Sobolewski are plus 400. They're coming in plus 400 because they had a snafu. That could be a dark horse, easy sleeper pick. If you're looking at Sobo and Binkowski, Paulie right here, plus 400, that's a good looking pick because you look at that pick, Sobo just shot 79 at the North Course in Detroit. with 4 doubles, mind you, with 4 doubles. He has what it takes to dig himself out of a hole. He has the ability to, take every hole one at a time and really not dwell on that double bogey. And to be able to have that tenacity, especially in a 2-man scramble format, anything can happen. I've said this once, I've said it a million times. Anything can happen in a 2-man scramble format. I don't care if you're Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson. I don't care if you're, Joni from the block. I really don't care. It doesn't matter. You can come out and succeed. It's all about whether you play to your competition or not. Play your own game. Make sure you have everything figured out mentally and physically, and you'll be good. So let's go down a little bit. Berlanga and Stafford plus 2,000. Not going to get too much into depth with that. Staffy and Pedro, I love you guys. I wish I had control over these odds. I don't, but that's a major league long shot. And I'm not saying it can't hit, because I think it can. I've seen both these guys play golf. They know what they're doing. They know their way around the course just like anybody else. They know course management. And these guys are great guys. They're stand-up guys. So I'm really happy to have them be a part of this tournament and to see them contend for the jackets. Then obviously me and Hook plus 300 finishing. I think we finished +1 last year in last year's challenge. So I think that put us in 4th place. So nothing really crazy, but nothing out of the ordinary. So puts us in contention, not too far down the pack. We got to bring it this year. Binkowski and Santos plus 600. That's going to be an odd that really kind of takes into account the last Corona Cup, the 3.0. That's what we got to take into play. Sobo with the comment, who won last year or what won last year. For that, I'm going to have to navigate to the Gin Pros website, ginpros.org. It's down below. If you guys don't know where it's at, here it is right here. It's down here on the bottom right of your screen. Let's look at the scores of last year. So for that, we're going to have to go down to the Corona Challenge archive. Let's see here. Bear with me. Bear with me, guys. And if I'm lagging, I apologize. So this I can zoom in on. So here's your scores of last year. Marshashevsky and Mopal won it with 4 under. Brown and Householder came in second with 2 under. Donnelly and Kahn even. Jay Binkowski and Hook +1. Arca and Desatel +2. Angelo Arca is not playing this year. He was more or less a filler team last year. He's a PGA pro, which we like to kind of limit the amount of PGA professionals in the tournament just to kind of level the playing field for everybody involved for obvious reasons. He understands that rule, and that's something that we got to enforce. So Angelo Arca will not be participating in the event this year, but he was there if we needed him to. So I appreciate it, Angelo. Thank you. I'll be checking in with you this week, trying to figure out everything for the course. So yeah, to answer your question, Sobo, Marshashevsky and Mopal won it with 4 under. I thought it was 2 under that they won it in, but when I was trying to recollect the past earlier, I couldn't really come to my senses and figure that out. So 4 under is the score to beat. I was speculating earlier with my partner, Cam Hook, and we were talking about, what are possibilities like? What's it going to, what's going to take it this year? What's going to win it this year? And I told him 4 under is likely to win it this year, especially if Valley's playing, firm and fast, similar to Detroit. If it's playing similar at all to that, we're going to see, not as low of scores as we would expect. The greens got to be sticking for me to play well. They got to be sticking. I got to be able to plug the greens if I have to. And I just really don't like laying up. So just to paint a picture for you, don't want to get too long-winded, but to paint a picture, played Meridian Sun today. Played pretty well. But it was very firm and very fast. Very firm and very fast. I'm not saying that lightly. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. It was very firm, very fast. This course is notorious for being very dry. So because it's so dry, it makes it very difficult to stick the greens, makes it very difficult to really gauge the shots. You almost got to aim 20, 30 yards before the green to really run it up there, because it's going to be bouncing for a little bit and rolling like it's hitting linoleum or concrete. So little bit difficult, little bit different strategy required to succeed. But it is what it is. We'll see. I'm gonna scope out the course. I'm gonna give everybody updates on how the course is playing, so we'll be able to figure it out going into the Corona Challenge week. We're getting right into the thick of it. This is the thick of it. We're almost there. There's a couple teams that are not present. Obviously, Binkowski, Sam has changed his partner. Brian will not be present at the Corona Challenge for reasons I'm not going to get into. But basically, your teams are on the Facebook page. A lot of these teams are non-existent. Some of these teams will be remaining. So let's count the amount of teams that are remaining and that will be returning. So Marshashevsky and Mopa, obviously, they'll be returning. Brown and Householder are returning. Donley and Khan are not returning, but Donley is returning with Jason Newman. So that's going to be a little bit of a switch up, change up, curveball, slider, whatever you want to call it. Arca and Desitel are not returning. Devin Yeager and Dickey are returning. Abe Haltom and Robert Cribbs are not returning. Binkowski and Soboleski are obviously returning. Steinborn, Big Steinborn Blake is returning with Ham. So he's not playing with Grant. That'll change the things a lot up too. I don't believe odds were presented for those guys. Rotz and Nevins are not going to be there. Stillwell and Cappuccino will not be there. Kramer will be playing with Morty. So Morty played with Schwiemann last year, so that'll be a little bit of a switch up. Santos is playing with Sam, so that's where those combinations were made. And the reason that they were given odds is because they played and placed in the Corona Cup 3.0. Everybody remembers it. Everybody's seen the video. Everyone's seen the triumph. Everyone's seen the heartbreak. It's all there. Every single bit of it is there. So that's something that also has to be considered. And that's why they got the odds. So let's go down the list. Taboto and Conklin will not be there. Berlenga and Stafford obviously will be there. Just gave them the odds. Schwiemann will be playing with a different partner this year. Stone is not playing the tournament, but Pfeiffer will be playing with a new contender. They were not given odds either because his partner did not play last year, and there's no statistics that could be drawn from that partner that he's got. So you're looking at that has 19 teams on it. And basically, yeah, let's go back to the odds. So Berlanga and Stafford plus 2,000, Binkowski and Hook plus 300. We finished even and -4 won it. So that's 4 strokes difference right there. We were neck and neck with them the whole time. The whole time we fell apart in the last 5-6 holes, and we were done for. We got in our own heads. We took all of our real estate up. It was all bought up and already prepared to be sold elsewhere. It was gone. So we didn't have to worry about it. Binkowski and Santos plus 600. Kramer and Moore plus 1,500. That could be the sleeper pick of the year. Sleeper pick of the year. Morty's been playing a lot, getting his driver figured out. He's got to get the putter figured out a little bit more. The irons are figured out. The contact is there. We're not worried about it. Kramer's always been a good golfer. He's hung with me pretty much every time I've played him. And he knows what he's doing around the golf course. Haven't seen him golf lately. I don't know if he's been practicing or what he's been doing away from me or the group or whatever. So hopefully he's been hitting the range and doing what he can. But that could be a serious contender for a victory. Kramer and Morty. Don't count these two out. Then you got Brown and Householder. Very close call. They lost it by 2 strokes. Coming into the clubhouse, 2 under compared to 4 under, or was it 5 under? I forgot. I think it was 4 under. 4 under won it. Marshashevsky and Mopa, so came in 2 strokes behind them. But they're shooters. I see them at Flushing Valley all the time. And they're golfers. They're Flushing guys. They know what they're doing around the golf course, so they're a serious threat. Donnelly and Newman coming in at plus 250. Now, some people might say that this is a undervalued pick. This is undervalued at plus 250. Why are they plus 250? Donnelly didn't play with Newman last year. Has Newman even hit a golf ball this year? Those are questions that we got to ask because we don't know. Nobody knows that. Has Donnelly hit a golf ball this year? I mean, come on. Like do these guys know? Like I wanted to talk to my buddy down at the MGM Grand. I should have let him know, okay, this is the kind of – we didn't have all the teams selected and figured out yet, so I couldn't just walk into the back office and have a conversation with my boy down there. So it is what it is. And, the odds are what they are. I just post the odds. I don't make the odds. I don't do anything with them other than post them and make them public. So plus 250, call it undervalued, call it whatever you want, plus 250, Donnelly and Newman. So you see a lot of NAs right here. That's what basically is written down. If you don't, have previous odds, you don't have previous tournaments where you've already played and placed or done whatever, scored, came through with a scoring system. If you haven't came through the end with it, then you're not going to have odds most likely. Then you got Jaeger and Dickey plus 600 as well, similar to Samian Santos. So plus 600, Jaeger and Dickey, these guys are both very solid golfers, took a couple skins last year. So these guys know what they're doing. That's the last of the odds. So basically just focus on everything that's going on. Try to take it all in. And just kind of go out there. If you're playing in the tournament, if you're playing in the tournament, listen to me, hear me out. You're going to want to take a couple days, take a range day, take a day where you hit the putting green, take a day where you play around. Primarily, you want to play at Flushing, get a feel for the course, get a feel for the greens. That's something that I've still yet to do, and I plan on doing later this week into the weekend. But there's a lot of components that go into it, a lot of moving parts, and there's definitely a lot of moving parts for me since I'm putting the event on. Got to figure a lot of stuff out. Got to put the puzzle pieces in the right spots, and on top of that, I still got to play. So a lot going on, especially for me. So if you guys can do it, just show up, drink some beers, have some food, have a couple hot dogs, some burgers, whatever you got to do. Just come and show up, have a great time. That's all I ask. So basically, I'll leave it at that, guys. Really excited about the U.S. Open coming this weekend too. And the beautiful thing about the Corona Challenge is it'll be done, and I alluded to this briefly with Sobo, and that is it'll be done before the U.S. Open starts for that Saturday, going into the Sunday. So since it's on the West Coast, you got some time to kind of unwind after the tournament to go back and get comfy and watch the U.S. Open. So it's kind of a nice mixture. And for some people, they might call it a golf overload, but trust me, it's not even close. I know what a golf overload is like. That's not even close. Just going to leave it at that. I'll leave it at that, though, guys. Thank you for tuning into the live stream. I'm your host, as always, John J. II. Have a great night.